This is a message from your guides reading for Human Angel. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and surround us in protective space with my Shadowkite. Okay, I've definitely got a guide coming in, maybe more than one. All right, so I have my Shadowkite here. I know I've pulled that for you before and I've said what it is. I've probably pulled some of these before as well, but this is my purple fluorite. And so it's good for mental focus and clearing your thoughts, as well as protecting your energy field. And then I have 3 others here which are good for protecting your energy field and deflecting negative energies. So that one was obsidian, and then I have tektite here, and then I have smoky quartz. And this one is also good for clearing unwanted energies. Okay, and I've got a 5 here. I pulled 5, so that's can be a kind of chaotic number. And obviously these are all having to do with psychic protection and clearing. So there's some kind of shift, some kind of change that is in the works with all of that. So this feels like a different guide coming up. I feel more than one, for sure. And I feel their energies pretty intensely around me. One standing pretty near me, it feels very male, really, really close, standing really, really close to my energy field. I have guides stand behind me a lot, but this one feels like it's pretty much in my aura, it almost feels like. I know that's almost to get something across to you. How they're interacting with you right now. I think in one of your readings recently, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, but I'm pretty sure I had stated that then as well, that your guides were coming up closer. So they're really, really close now. They're very close to me when they're coming up, and I'm feeling a lot of heat on my back. It feels like cord breaking that's happening. Again, this mother thing is coming up. So you must have a lot of cords to her, because she just comes up again and again. It's not like I'm thinking of her, obviously. Why would I be thinking of someone else's mom as I'm going to do this reading? But all of a sudden, there it is again. This is just something that comes up repeatedly during your readings, and specifically on my back. There's a lot of pressure, there's heat, and it feels like cords. I feel like a father energy as well, so some to the father as well. Some of this feels like your biological father though, and I actually feel like there's a past life going back to him, even though obviously you probably didn't even know him in this lifetime, or if you did, probably not very well. But it feels like there's a past life going back to him, and it feels like there's an adoptive father as well. It feels like there's some past lives to this person. So we got a lot of past lives with parental figures going on here. And a lot of cords. And it feels like these cords can tend to drain you of energies. and kind of cloud you a little bit. And some of this even has to do sometimes with the emotions, because when they're saying cloud, like I'm seeing like a literal cloud. Um, and they're more meaning like an emotion, like a cloud of emotion, how you'll see in like cartoons or something, and somebody feels some kind of negative emotion, they feel depressed or they feel angry, and you see the dark cloud over their head. It's that kind of thing that they're referring to. And I feel even like it does actually darken your energy field a little bit. It feels like. Okay, so working on clearing cords. It feels like all four of these people. So this would be both fathers and both mothers. It feels like there's a significant amount of cords um, that need to be released. I would. It's even coming up to do like some like actual cord cutting. So I feel like you could do it on your own though. If you feel to go to someone, you know, like actually have a cord cutting session or something, then obviously go with your intuition. Great, do that. I feel like you could possibly do it on your own though. And sometimes I even feel like you have more success sometimes when you do things on your own, just because of what your abilities are. Hmm. Also, even I feel like because of the nature of some of the things that you're clearing and some of the images you see and things like that, I also feel like if somebody did do an actual cord cutting session with you, they would have to be really, really open, it feels like. I don't feel like everybody would be that open, because when you do an actual cord cutting session, you're talking about all the images that you're seeing, and um, there's some, you're speaking aloud a lot about different scenarios that you're seeing, or you know, different types of things. I just feel like the person would have to be very open, and so that's not a bad thing. It just means you would have to find the right person, which just means feeling them out. And I just don't know that you're necessarily going to do that, or maybe not now. But I feel like a lot of these could be cut on your own. Maybe you'll even find something that just takes someone, almost like guided cord cutting or something like that. Maybe you can find something like that. But this guy already feels like he's getting rid of some of these cords here. He's wearing a lot of black. I see this guy with a lot of black. So a lot of feminine energy, and I keep seeing this owl over and over. That's why, did I say at first I think I was feeling a new guide? Um, but yeah, I do feel this, whoever is coming in with this owl, I don't think I've ever sensed this guide before necessarily, or if I have, I don't remember it. So it's this kind of very sharp and kind of seeing everything, observing everything, kind of wise old energy. The wise old owl energy, but then at the same time this kind of sharp bird kind of energy, almost like a hawk, how it sees everything on the ground, it grabs it. So I feel like this guide can see anything that needs to be cleared. Okay, and it's holding up its wings and kind of flying outwardly like this. So there's also a lot of protection that it offers you. So it helps to clear your space a lot, but this energy also helps to really protect your energy field. This just feels like a power animal. It felt almost really human in a sense, almost kind of humanoid before this. So I was thinking maybe this is like a guide that's kind of taking on this owl imagery for some reason, but no, this does actually just feel like a power animal. Maybe they've also had like some other kind of lifetime in there that I'm sensing as well. Maybe that's the vibe I'm picking up on. But they also just feel very, very intelligent. More, the way that its mind is thinking, it's kind of more along the lines of like a more human guide, and not that humans are smarter, but because they think differently. There's a different way that a humanoid guide is going to think and operate than a more animal guide. A more animal guide is going to help you with different things. They're going to have a different way of operating and thinking. So this guide, they seem to, they still have these animal energies there, but they have definitely this balance of both, because at the same time they have more of a human kind of intelligence. So this level where they can think of more things at once, and so they can kind of, they can strategize more. They're not just working based off of instincts, they're working based off of logic and reason, more like a human would. But at the same time, they have this animal form. And then I have a bear coming in as well. This might be more of a kind of temporary guide in a sense. I don't know how temporary, so they might be there for a while. They might have already been there for a while. But I feel like they're here to help you with a certain thing. And they're saying Kodak bear, a Kodak bear. So that's a pretty big bear, and it just feels like it's helping you with a lot of struggles. It feels like once you get past certain things, this guide probably isn't going to be there anymore. It's going to go help some other person. It feels like it's more these struggles that you're going through. It feels like there are struggles that you're going through, and this guide has been observing those and helping you tackle them and move through them. And that's more what brought this guide to you. I can't really say male or female. But they feel really big. I have such a big energy in the room all of a sudden. Like filling up a lot of space in the room. Definitely taking up more space energetically than a bear would, even though obviously bears are big, but this is taking up a lot of energetic space in the room. And it feels again like this protective kind of energy. And I keep feeling this kind of Native American energy as well. And I don't really know where that's coming from. I don't think I've picked up on that before necessarily. And it does feel female. And then there's some guide standing over here. I think that's probably part of the reason that I was picking up on something humanoid and I was getting it confused with the owl. Because I was even wondering, okay, is this like a Native American or something? And they take on this owl form. I was a little confused, but these are definitely two separate guides. But this guide is coming in with the power animals, though. And this is like a very psychic guide, helping you with a lot of psychic things. She's also helping to ground you. But I'm pretty sure these are some new guides that we haven't really met before. I feel like she's kind of helping you specifically with this parental stuff as well, with helping you clear that. It feels like especially um, the females, even more than the males that were mentioned. It also feels like there's more cords to the females than to the males. She's showing me this pipe, and then it's moving in this it's moving in a circle over your head. I can't tell if it's moving I think it's moving counterclockwise. Okay, so counterclockwise has to do with a lot of clearing, clearing negative energies, and removing things. So she's helping you a lot with that. But I also feel like when she's doing this, this other question that you had kind of pops in my head, which I wasn't thinking about. And that's just popping in my head all of a sudden as she's doing this spinning thing. I think this has to do with the hypnosis question also. It's also talking about what she is helping you with, how she's helping to clear you. It feels like these guides coming in are specifically for clearing you and protecting you. She's not so much protecting you, but these other two guides are. These two animal guides put out a lot of protective energies. I feel like from this Kodak bear, I feel like there are even physical energies as well, where they're even helping you in a physical sense. I feel like the owl is especially somewhat physically as well, some protective energy, but I feel like especially just purely energetically, mentally, emotionally, but energetically they're blocking like thoughts and emotional output coming towards you. That's why it's important to them to clear these cords. Because it's almost like they're constantly having to re-clear you of energies that they've already cleared before, because it's just coming more of it to you through these cords that you have. Okay, so with this hypnosis thing, I feel like that's good. That's not something that's detrimental in any way. That can help you, but it feels like it would help you. It feels like it's only going to help you in, like, it could help you temporarily, okay? But the only way that it's going to really succeed at helping you, where it helps you in the long run, is if you're doing a combination of other things as well. For the same reason that this owl guide was just bringing up, which is these cords and the fact that more comes towards you, to be released again. And so it's almost like what's the point of doing something that just works on your own mind and emotions when these aren't really just your own mind and emotions, it feels like. So yeah, there are things that go back to past lifetimes, but that's even why you have these cords as well, because a lot of these cords are from past lifetimes. And you still have them to these certain people that you've come here with. And I feel like if you were doing this cord clearing, you could end up even clearing cords to people that who aren't in this lifetime with you, that you might have ended up having to go into another lifetime with again to clear something with those people that you don't even know in this lifetime. So it's better to just clear it all, just clear all of those cords, and then you're not going to have to come in again with another batch of people who have all these negative kinds of cords with you. And it's just more that you have to clear, and in a sense more suffering that you have to go through, just to get more clear and more self-aware. So it feels like your guides want you to clear as much of this junk as possible so that you don't have to come back again and just clear a whole bunch more crap. They want you to be able to really focus on heightening your, they're saying, your extrasensory perception, so your ESP. They're saying that they want you to be able to focus on heightening that, be able to focus on not only that, but just they're talking about evolving spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. So physically would mean also like achieving physical goals and moving forward in a physical way as well. But it's like you're in this kind of pocket right now where things are mostly having to do with clearing a lot of old stuff so that you can move forward um, without all that detrimental energy and all those influences. It's like energy that is constantly influencing you in some way, or constantly, even if it's in the way it's influencing you in the way of attracting things toward you, in that way as well. It's attracting something to you, so drawing something in, or it's putting something out, for you to even be perceived in a certain way by others, and for you to pull certain types of people towards yourself and certain experiences towards yourself. But if you're going through some small thing, this is one way that you can easily note whether an emotion is yours. Now, if you're going through a big thing as well, it can be this way. But especially, it's easy to observe if you're going through some small thing, or it's just some little thing enters your mind. I have to do the dishes right now, or whatever it is. So something small that really isn't deserving of a kind of like, well, they're saying powerful. I know they don't mean powerful. Like, I know what they're meaning by that. Almost like intense or kind of engulfing kind of emotion. If you're experiencing an emotion like that over something that really is not deserving of that, why would just something simple, some simple task like doing the dishes or something, why would it evoke that? Then that's one way to easily spot, okay, this is coming to me from someone else. I mean, if you find out someone in your family just passed away or something and you have an emotional reaction, even that can be added onto, but that's still more deserving of an emotion, and that makes more sense. If it's something that it's like, why is this there? And in some ways it doesn't really make sense, then this isn't coming from you at all, and this is just going to some kind of chord. So I feel like it's really, really important to work on these chords and really make sure that you are clearing them so that you don't have to go into other lifetimes with these people you're having a lifetime with, or into lives with other people that aren't even in this lifetime with you, but you have similar chords to other people as well that you're not even aware of. I don't know that in this lifetime right now, I don't know that you could actually be picking up on those other people, but they're still there lingering and they have to be cleared. And so in another lifetime, you could end up picking up on those people in that lifetime, and you'd have all these things coming from them, and you would have to clear those in that lifetime. So it just feels like, what's the point of that? What's the use of that? If you can just clear it all now, then you really might as well. But I feel like you're gonna, come up with the specific ways to clear those chords. Whether it's some exercise that you find, on the internet, or something that comes to you intuitively, or comes to you in a dream. That seems to happen with you a lot. But I feel like the specific way is going to kind of come to you naturally, even just like the breathing did. And the thing about breath is it really does connect to your emotional body instantly. If you're breathing, instantly it helps you connect to your emotional body. So it really makes sense that you're already seeing some improvements by just doing some breath techniques. Your guides are saying that you can get a little more advanced with that, and you could start practicing like different pranayama techniques. So that's like yoga, but it's specifically for breathing. It's different types of breathing techniques that they do. And your guides are saying that will help to clear your emotional body more, but it is important to breathe out the emotions. Your guides are saying it's almost like if you have a wound and it's infected, but it's covered over, and there's no like escape where the infection can come out. So you almost have to open it up. You have to create some kind of pocket in there where that can come out. They're saying it's the same with the emotions. It's almost like breathing. It's almost like it opens a door for it to just release and come out. And you can also connect to really deep emotions as well through breathing. But it's also in a more gentle way. It's not harming you, and it's not surfacing emotions in a way that is too difficult, too overwhelming to really process easily. So it's a much easier way to handle your emotions. It can be a much quicker way to handle your emotions. But it feels like even when you aren't going through emotions, though, you should be doing it anyway. Just because so many of your blocks have to do with your emotional body, and also they're really old, they're really deep. So it's like you want to have some kind of technique that will get in there instantly and find them and help to release them. On the other hand, you don't want to be shocked. You want to let them come out kind of slowly and gently, but at the same time, not so slowly where it's a technique that isn't really serving you, because it's just letting things kind of linger. So it's more like being stuck. It's not really flowing or working. So it's something that will work quick enough. So it's not going to be slow, but slow in the sense of it doesn't just shock you all at once. It's kind of easing them out in a more gentle way. Where it just feels like it's a little easier for you to digest, a little easier for you to handle processing them. But at the same time, you will feel them. They are really deep emotions. They need to come out. But I feel like it's better not to get overwhelmed by them, because then it's like you're giving them power, you're adding more, and you might not even be picking up on your own stuff. You're probably picking up on something from someone else. Even if some of it is your own stuff, it feels like that's always going to be kind of added there too, or a lot of the time anyway. So that's something to be careful of. So breathing and cord cutting. And as far as the hypnosis, again, if you feel drawn to that, it feels like it's more of a surface thing. It feels like you have to be doing some deeper stuff to remove the underlying reasons, to really fix the underlying issues, and then you can get on to just more almost like habits that have formed, things like that. Like you're in the habit of having a certain emotion maybe, but you are actually out of that energy now. You've removed it now. It's just good to do those two things kind of what I'm trying to say is it's good to add the hypnosis if you're going to do it. That's what it feels like. Okay, so that is all that your guides have to say for this reading. So thank you once again, and I will see you next week. Namaste.